So another topic, we need to kind of get through this really quickly now. And I'm not going to labour this too much now. Okay, since what is coming upon the USA is a judgment, people's lives are going to be dislocated. There will be a need for people to migrate from cities to the countryside. This may be for economic necessity, government-sanctioned persecution, famine, lawlessness, war, disease, and plague, and natural disasters, whatever. Believers will naturally flock to states that are more Bible-friendly, that have some blessings still, like California, that looks like a place to leave. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to hang around New York too long. So there's some places that a wise man sees it's not the place to be. Arkansas, I reckon it's a great place. And there's a lot of good folk here. There's got to be a time when we need to head to the mountains, for example. So I believe that if you're hunkered down and you've got your preparations, it's for a time and a season. You may have to be on the move at some stage too. So be prepared in your heart for that. So don't be so tied to what you built that you can't leave it in a moment. You don't want to be like Lot's wife that turned back because there was a sale at Walmart. You know. So we may start gathering into communities, and then in order to defend ourselves from all sorts of things, we may form into larger communities. And this is just my guesswork. Okay, I'm not saying thus saith the Lord. This will entail massive movements of people. As far-fetched as this may sound, this will ultimately lead to an exodus out of America to the Middle East. We ain't staying here. So, let's have a look. There's the earth spinning. Some people say it's flat, but in any case, we may be doing some moving across its surface. And we read in Ezekiel, "As I live, saith the Lord God, surely with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out will I rule over you. I'll bring you out from the people and will gather you out of the countries wherein ye are scattered, with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out." This is where this is going. This is what it says. So that means that God is going to regather Israel with fury poured out. So just have your skates on. Don't be so hunkered down that you can't be hunkered out. So in Amos we read, "For lo, I will command and will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in a sieve. Yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil will not overcome nor prevent us." You think that trouble ain't coming? You're in trouble, according to this word. "In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen and close up the breaches thereof." We just read about that. This is quoted in the New Testament in chapter 15 of Acts. "I will raise up its ruins and I will build it as in the days of old, that they may possess the remnant of Edom." So there's descendants of Edom that are going to come into the good of the kingdom. This shows me that this must occur before the tribulation, because at the end of the tribulation Esau is destroyed. "That they may possess the remnant of Edom, and all the heathen," or all the nations, "which are called by my name, saith the Lord that doeth this." God has people amongst the nations that are not from the house of Israel or Judah, that are His. They're the remnant of the nations. Jeremiah, "My people hath been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill and have forgotten their resting place." Their resting place is in Him, I think. "All that have found them have devoured them." The New World Order, the FEMA camps. "And their adversaries said, we offend not, because they have sinned against the Lord." That's why the FEMA guys are able to do what they can do. That's why the New World Order is able to do. There's a sin in the camp, and Satan says, "Your sons and daughters are sinning against you. Let me destroy them." And God says, "It's time to destroy. Go forth and I will be with you." God will be with the bad guys to bring judgment upon His people that are walking in disobedience when His mercy comes to an end. And the adversary said, we offend not because they have sinned against the Lord. The habitation of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers. America's forgotten. And America can't be forgiven. It's over for America, but it's not over for the remnant of his people here. Remove out of the midst of Babylon. I don't believe America's Babylon, but I believe Babylon is in America. It's in Australia as well. There's going to be a time to get out of this Babylonian system. Head out of the cities, head to the hills. And the Lord will guide us. So ladies, don't worry about that. Just bring your requests before the Lord day by day, one day at a time. Don't live so much in tomorrow that you can't deal with today. Okay? It's not about how strong you are, it's by God's grace that we're saved, both spiritually and physically. So